What's up guys, this is Kobe with Sample Source back with another video, and in this quick video today we're basically going to go over, do you actually have to have a large following or have a lot of followers in order to sell beats? And so I'm going to break that myth in this video. So a lot of people think that you need a lot of followers or you need a lot of clout, like placements and industry connections, in order for you to actually win over artist trust in order to sell beats. So what I'm gonna break down in this video is two real life examples of producers that I've helped to scale past 2,000 and 3,000 a month respectively. And one producer that I'm helping with right now, we are so close to getting over 3K. So really excited to share that in this video. So let's go and just jump into their different accounts. So this is the first producer that I helped probably about a year and a half ago. So what I want to share is that yes, he does have over 1,000 followers, but it's nothing too crazy. And it's not like he's actually posting beats every day and kind of doing the content game. Yet he was able to score $3,500 in just one single deal from an artist. And so this was just through DMs. This is from reaching out to people. They're not reaching out to him. And so he was able to do this without posting content and without multiple thousands of followers. And so this is very achievable to go and get over 1,000 followers by posting good beats, by extending your network. And you don't need to wait until you get to over 1,000 followers to start messaging people. So there's producers that I've helped with just a couple hundred followers to go and score multiple exclusive deals. And so that's important to note right here, is that he has a positive follower to following ratio. So that's the only thing that I would keep in mind. It's not necessary, but it definitely helps in terms of branding. And he has a very clear profile. He has a nice headshot, and he has some really good semi-professional photos here. And you can tell, like, this one especially is really nice as well. So with that being said, what I want to pay attention to is, like, he has some highlights in here as well. And it's very clear that he's actually a producer. And then there's the call to action. It just says my beats. So that's what I like about his profile, is that it's very straight to the point and there's no confusion as to who he is and that he is a professional at this. All right, so let's look at the second example, and this is who I'm actively helping right now. And so what I want to take note of is that he does have over 1,000, but when I first started doing the coaching, he was under that. So this is recently that he has started really going a lot harder with the content. So we have a nice headshot here as well. We have highlights, and we have some good credits here as well. So in terms of clout, it's like, yeah, he has 1 million+ views on YouTube, but all of the revenue that we're making is from sending DMs. And so that's what I wanted to pay attention to. So he does have a lot more content than the other profile, but for the most part, the people are not coming from that actual content. Content can be used to get sales instead of sending cold DMs, but cold DMs are definitely the fastest way to start making income as a music producer online without a lot of followers. So you don't have to wait until you have over 1,000 followers to start messaging and to start making money. He did it with custom beats and he did it with exclusive beats. And so both are possible. And so what I want to go over is the method that I use to do this so that you guys can start getting out there and doing the same thing. So step one to selling beats. So the number one thing you need to do is actually find artists, right? So we need to find artists. I find them from other producers' Instagrams. There's a specific way I do that, but that is the short answer to that. So to find another producer that's in your lane, and then you just look through their followers and see who looks like an artist and go over to their profiles, right? So that's step number one. Let me put a 1 here so I can be clear there. So step number 1, find the artist. Step number 2, you have to have a DM funnel. So let's do that as well. And so what do I mean by a DM funnel? So that's basically like from start to finish of reaching out to that artist and, complimenting on their music all the way down to the call to action, right? So that's what we want to pay attention to. So I have a specific call to action. So after I get all the way through the DM funnel, what I'm going to do is get them onto a phone call just through Instagram. So you could call it an IG call. I'm just going to call it a phone call. So we're going to get them on the phone for a couple minutes and just talk to them, develop some rapport, get their guards to come down.
the whole triage call, triage that we were talking about last time works pretty good for me actually. I wasn't sure about it when I first started because I had so many like 10 minutes Instagram calls. I wasn't sure if it's going to work, but at the end of the day, if I had like all these calls on Zoom for 40 minutes, I would have still earned nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So and I've made like 2 sales. I started like when I got back from holidays, which was Tuesday last week or something, and I already closed 2 sales with the trash call thing. So yeah, it works pretty good.
Right. So that's what we really want from these artists is we want to let them know we're being genuine and we actually want to work with them. We think they're talented and we think that we could come out with some great music. So that's all the way through step 3. So after that phone call, what you want to do is you want to have another call to action. So this is when you can ask for a lot more since you have developed some rapport with the artist. So what that's going to be is like, hey, like I think that my beats are really good. We can preview some, we can go over them, and then if you like them, you can buy some, or you can buy a custom beat, whatever kind of thing you're trying to sell. So custom beats are the easiest to sell just because it requires a lot more personal connection. It's going to be definitely one of one. And then exclusive beats are also easier to sell for a lot more money than something like a lease. So that's why I like both of those options. If you don't like either of those options, you can do a beat pack. So that's what we have so far. So we had the phone call, and then the call to action is going to be to go to a video call. So I just use Google Meets. Once you get them onto that video call, you want to let them know and lay it down that, hey, like I'm just going to preview some beats that I think you would like. And then afterwards, we're going to go over, the pricing of my beats, see if it works for you, right? So that's the 4th step. And so once you actually get to that call, what you want to do, you don't want to follow up using that method because it's going to be too much work. We're already finding artists, we're DMing them, we're getting onto a phone call, and we're getting onto a second sales video call with them. So you don't want to do any follow-up when you get to this point. So you're going to want to close over the phone. So I would say close over the phone. So what that means is unless you have money in your bank account after that phone call, then you basically have failed. Like you probably won't get the sale. So you don't want to have them say like, yeah, I got you next Friday, that type of thing. This is a sales call, so you want to be a salesperson. And so to do that, what you're wanting to do is ask them a lot of questions to make sure that you can figure out that, hey, is this like about beats? Like, did you not like my beats? And that's why you can't move forward today? Or is it just about the money? And so once you mention money and they're like, yeah, it's not your beats, like I really like your beats, it's just about the money, then one thing I'll give you that's super helpful is to be like, okay, so if we figure out the money, then we will be able to move forward with this. And if they say yes, then that means that you can offer them a payment plan or a price reduction in order to get that sale. And if you can figure out that, then you're going to be able to walk away with money in your pocket at the end of the call. And so that's the really cool thing about this. And so I've definitely have sold thousands and thousands of dollars of beats over phone calls. And that's how I do it every single time. And so it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. And that's going to get you there. And so if you use this method, instead of just DMing people and saying and waiting until Friday and getting ghosted, then it's going to be a lot harder for you. There's going to be tons of follow-up in order to make a lot of money. I know that because I've done it thousands of times, and I've made over $50,000 from just sending DMs without doing it over a phone call. But once I switched over to video calls and I started closing $1,000 sales over the call, I haven't looked back and I haven't done any follow-up since then. So that's why we do it this way. And that's the exact method that I teach right now that this producer is using right here. So after our second coaching session, I think he sold 3 custom orders that week. It's awesome to see that if we're not making as much money as we would like to, that there is a way to do that without a BeatStars, without a YouTube, and without just sending DMs and hoping that somebody buys from you. This is a method that can work across all genres and it can work for any producer that is willing to put in the work for a little bit of decent branding. It has a couple followers already and is ready to start sending messages. So hopefully this video was helpful and informative and transparent. And so if you're wanting some more information on how I get this to work for other producers, how I've helped multiple producers quit their jobs as well, then definitely send me a DM on Instagram and just say I'm interested. So DM me I'm interested on Instagram. I'll put it up in the corner of the screen so that you can see it and you can go over there and message me on there. Otherwise, the link is in the description, and that way we can get in touch and I can start talking about the coaching and about how I could possibly help you to start scaling your business into a full-time income. So once again, I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.